Condo inventories are flooding the market nationwide, and sellers are struggling to offload their properties fast enough. We're starting to see a major shift in the housing market, and it certainly holds true for the condo market as well. Now, pro tip, if you want to get a signal that the housing market is on a downward trend, always take a look at the health of the condo market, because condos begin to turn first before single family homes do. According to Redfin, 68% of condos sold below list price in February. This is the highest in 5 years, and the percentage of condos selling below their list price is now at pre-pandemic levels. Take a look at the cities where the percentage of sellers are having to cut prices over 75%. These are just to name a few. Indianapolis, 75.8%, Denver, 77%, Atlanta, 77%, and Minneapolis, 80.4%. Obviously, we can't leave out South Florida because this is the epicenter of the condo downturn, and it always is. In Miami, 92.5% of condo sellers had to cut prices. For Lauderdale, 92.1%. In West Palm Beach, 91.1% of all condo sellers had to cut prices in order to get their properties under contract. The typical condo that sold in February had a sale to original list price ratio of 95.4%, meaning that it sold for 4.6% less than what the owner listed it for. And that's down from a ratio of 96.4% a year earlier and nearly 100% 3 years before. Now, it's no surprise because it's taking around 128 days on average to sell a condo in the United States. But for others, it's taking a little bit longer than that.
Michael Lucchese is having a hard time selling his condo at the Scion on South Ocean Drive in Hollywood. His one-bedroom, two-bath unit has been sitting on the market for more than a year.
I want to sell.
How's it looking?
Listen, it's going to take a while.
And the surge in condo supply is really staggering. I mean, in March 2024, there were about 152,000 active condo listings. Fast forward to today, that number has jumped to over 207,000. That's a 36% increase in just 1 year alone. In simple terms, there's just way more supply than demand right now, and sellers are really starting to feel it. Because to put things into perspective, the median list price for a condo peaked at $440,000 in 2022. Today, it's down to $385,000. That's a 12.5% drop. So what's driving this whole crash in the condo market? Well, there are a few key factors, and the first one is, the rise in interest rates and monthly payments, because with interest rates going up and the payments of condos going up, it really has priced out a huge portion of potential buyers. For most people, condos are supposed to be the entry point into the market. They're more affordable than typical houses. They don't require as much upkeep. Even if condo prices are lower, monthly payments are still kind of high, especially when you factor in the HOA fees, which, as most of you guys know, HOA fees are just simply out of control. And in places like Florida, condo owners are getting just crushed with special assessments to cover any massive insurance hike and overdue repairs. Now, obviously, this catastrophe was ignited by the collapse of the Champlain Towers in Miami Beach, which unfortunately killed 92 people, but it has snowballed into condo associations, really not just across Florida, frantically trying to cover up shortfalls in things like budgets and in maintenance, but also in other parts of the country. In fact, a recent Yahoo News investigation revealed cases where owners were hit with surprise bills of $20,000, $40,000, and even $100,000. And this isn't just a Florida story. In Colorado, the issue is so severe that entire condo buildings are getting blacklisted by Fannie Mae. And what a lot of people don't know is that both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are the two government-sponsored entities who create the guidelines for conventional mortgages, when it comes to condos, they also have guidelines that projects have to abide by in order to be approved for conventional financing. A Colorado Sun report found that over 100 properties in the Denver area alone were flagged as ineligible for traditional financing or conventional financing, making them extremely difficult to sell because they're really the only options that most buyers will have to purchase them. And if a buyer wants to get into one of these non-warrantable condos, they either have to buy it in cash or with a non-warrantable loan, which requires a much heavier down payment. And finally, there is just simply an oversupply of condos hitting the market. I just mentioned that condo inventory has jumped 36% year over year on a nationwide average, and supply is at already pre-pandemic levels. Let's take a look at Washington, D.C., where condo inventory has surged by nearly 40% year over year from nearly 2,000 units in February 2024 to 2,774 units in February 2025. In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, new listings have increased by 50% year over year, while pending sales are already down by 14%. And take a look at the listing to price ratio, only 92.3%, meaning that sellers are having to make price adjustments of nearly 8% of the original list price just to attract a buyer. And well, even though this is not really great news for sellers, it's really not all bad news for buyers, because if you're looking for a deal in the condo market, this might just really be the best time for you to make one. All right, guys, that's all I got here for you today. Let me know what you think about the condo market in your area and what you think that prices are going to be towards the end of this year and what this real estate market is going to do. Just put it down in the comment box below. Let me know what you think. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.